Hello, everybody. Yoko 007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 15-10 Chicago White Sox taking on the 8-17 Minnesota Twins. This is game one of a two-game series between the White Sox and the Twins. Who's going to win game one? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox. Leading off the center fielder, Nick Swisher. Batting second, the shortstop, Orlando Cabrera. Batting third, the designated hitter, Jim Thome. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Paul Konerko. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Jeremy Dye. Batting sixth, the catcher, A.J. Przinsky. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Carlos Quentin. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Joe Creed. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Juan Ubre. On the mound for the Twins, it is Boof Bosner. He'll come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 4.61. No wins and one loss. He's pitched 29 and 1/3 of an inning, allowed 32 hits, 16 strikeouts, and 10 walks. And with that, Swisher will make his way up into the batter's box. He's batting a .245, and we're ready for the first pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6, and we're going to start this game off at the ballpark. When your result is the @ symbol off of the pitcher card, you're going to resolve the play using the ballpark card for the batter. So with that, we're going to go to the metronome. And by the way, the metronome does give a -1 to strikeouts and a -4 to walks. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. And that's going to be a fly ball back there to Cuttier. He'll see it, eye it up. Makes the catch, and that'll put one away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Minnesota Twins. Young will be out there in left field. Gomez will be in center. Cuttier at right. Going around the horn, we've got Lamb on third. Punto will be on short. Harris at second. Monroe will be on first. Mulder will be behind the plate, and Bosner will be on the mound. Orlando Cabrera batting a .214, and that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. Home run chance on a 1-13. The 5 is in range. Now, home run question mark. It's a double check. First, you got to check the pitcher card. Is the blue die in the range of a home run? If it is, then we proceed to the batter card. Now, Cabrera needs to roll a 3 or less. And it's a 9, so it's too high. No home run. So now we take a look at the 2D6, and that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. And that is going to be good for a base hit out there into center field. And Cabrera is on with a single. Now, when we have runners on base, we do roll for strategy, when allowed. Strategy roll is a 4. Infield at double play depth. Jim Thome is up, and that is going to be a hit and run. And on a hit and run, all ground double play ratings will get a -2. Base run ratings get a +2. Home run and walk rates for the batter are cut in half, and we round those down. Lineouts are considered double plays with the exception of the error on a throw. And if the batter strikes out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. Also, infield is at double play depth, so the range is a -1. Ground double play range will get a +1. And the base run rating on third gets a -1. So Jim Thome is up. He's batting a 191. And that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1, home. That is a split result. Now, split result off of the picture card, you're going to take a look at the batter. And in this case, Jim Thome is a left-handed batter, so off of the picture card, you're going to look to the left-handed side of the slash. And in this case, it's a home run. On a 1-8, the 17 is too high. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. It's going to be a base hit past Harris. And with that, Thome will go to first, Cabrera will go to second, but does Cabrera pick up the extra base and go to third? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 3-6. Base run rating is a 4, and he will advance to third. So runners are on the corners. So we got runners on the corners, and that's going to bring up Paul Cornecco. Cornecco is batting a .233. Strategy rolls a 15. Sox are going to stand pat. Infield is now playing in, and when the infield plays in, the range is a -2. And the base run rating on third is a -2. And the pitch, and that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. It's a wild pitch. On a 1-9 wild pitch, 10-11, it's a passed ball. 12-13, nothing happens. It's a 15, nothing happens. And that is going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, fly ball back there to Cuttier. He'll make the catch. 2 away. We will check to see if that is a sac play there. So on flyouts, runners on third and less than 2 outs. We roll 1d6 if it is less than the SF rating of the batter plus the MOD the runner scores. So that's what this MOD chart here. That'll be a +1. The sacrifice rating is a 3. Cabrera will tag up. He'll head for home. And with that, the White Sox are on the board. It's 1-0. Two outs, runner on first, and that'll bring up Jeremy Dye. Dye batting at .240. And strategy rolls a 20. Anytime a 20 comes up on the strategy die, it is a pick-off attempt. So in a 1-2, it's a balk. 3-4, pick-off. 5-6, pick-off error. It's a 16. Nothing happens. 6-3, column 6, row 3, possible error on a throw. Now, on an error on a throw check, we will check the number in the bracket as well. So the number in the bracket is their error rating, and that'll be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4, double star 3, and that's going to be a fly ball back there to Cuttier. His error range is on a 1-2. The error check is an 8. It is outside of the range. It is too high. No error there. So Cuttier will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and the Sox will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Minnesota Twins. Leading off the center fielder, Carlos Gomez. Batting second, the second baseman, Brennan Harris. Batting third, the catcher, Joe Manor. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Justin Monroe. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Michael Cuttier. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Jason Kubel. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Damon Young. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Mike Lamb. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Nick Punto. On the mound for the White Sox, it is Gavin Floyd. Floyd will come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 4.50. 1 win, no loss. He's pitched 26 innings, allowed 25 hits, 20 strikeouts, and 9 walks. Carlos Gomez batting a .333. He's batting all the threes today. And the pitch. And that'll be a 6-5. Column 6, row 5. That is a walk. On a 1-2, remember we -4 from the range for the walk. So it's a -4 modifier. That is a 2. The 19 is too high. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. And that'll be a base hit down the third baseline. Smacks that one fair past Creed, and with that, Gomez will lead off with a base hit. So let's take a look at the starting defense for the Chicago White Sox. We got Quinton out there in left field. Swisher will be in center. Dye will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got Creed on third. Cabrera will be at short. Oubre will be on second. Konecka will be on first. Pazinski will be behind the plate. And Floyd will be on the mound. Strategy roll is a 10, and that is going to be a hit and run. So remember, hit and runs, ground double plays are a -2. Base run ratings get a +2. Home run and walk rates are cut in half. We round those down. Lineouts are double plays, with the exception of the error and a throw. And if the batter should strike out, we'll resolve the play as a steal. Infield at double play depth. And that'll be a 6-4, 4-6, sorry, column 4, row 6, double question mark. Now, double question mark off of the pitcher card. When you roll that as your result, even when the pitcher is not tired, you still resolve. That is the only thing that gets resolved. And on a 1, it's a double star on a 1 to 15. The 18 is too high. Well, 18 too high. So nothing happens there. And that'd be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4, and that'd be a ground ball to Creed. So Creed will make the catch there. We'll check for double play rating. Oubre will give a +1, plus from the ballpark. Remember, it's -2 from that. So ground double play rating is a 2. That makes an base run rating is a 5. When ground balls are hit to third base with a right-handed batter, the pivot will be second base. And with that, we'll take a look. Ground double play rating is a 2. We'll take 1d6 rolled against the ground double play rating. And that is a 6, so it is high. And the rule says if a roll of a 6, the only play is at first. So Gomes will advance to second with the out being at first. So we have a fielder's choice there. Gomes will go to second. And it's one away with runner in scoring position. That's going to bring up Joe Manor. Infield now playing at normal depth. Manor is batting a 354. Now when the infield is at normal, base run rating on third gets a +2. Strategy roll is a 19, and if we take a look over here at the button chart, with a bunt rating of a 3 on an 18 to 19, it becomes a sac play. So we are going to use a sacrifice bunt here, and that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. It's a range play at the ballpark. Now, bunted hard, proceed as you would with any ground up, with any double play. So we do have to check the button. It goes down the first baseline to Konecka. And only choices are the runner on second or the batter at first. Will the defense try to get the runner out at third, or would they try to get the runner out at first? Now, I'm going to roll 1d6 here. If it comes up odd, it's a yes. If it comes up even, it's a no. And it is no, they're going to get him out at first. So with that, 2 outs, runner on first, we do add a +1 to the base run rating, and that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Justin Monroe. He's batting a 356. Strategy roll is an 11, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-5-5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a walk plus. Now, on a walk plus, we add 10 to the walk range, -4, so we're adding 6 to the walk range. On a 1 to 19, the 20 is too high. And Monroe with a 3-3, column 3, row 3, line drive right there to Cabrera. I'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Twins will leave 1 stranded. After 1, it's White Sox 1, Twins nothing. You go to the top of the second, it's going to be A.J. Pierzynski, Carlos Quentin, and Joe Creed due up for the Sox. A.J. Pierzynski batting at .368. And that'll be a 1-3. Column 1, row 3, it's a wild pitch. Nobody is on, so we're going to roll for the batter. And that'll be a 3-4. Column 3, row 4, line drive down the first baseline. Monroe will get that, and that'll put 1 away. Carlos Quentin batting at .386. And that'll be a 2-5. Column 2, row 5, strikeout. On a 1-7, the 13 is too high. 6-4, column 6, row 4. That'll be a base hit out there into center field. And with that, Gomez will, Quentin will get on with a base hit. Joe Creed is up. Creed betting a .279. Strategy roll is a 7, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Now, split result off of the batter card. When you have a split result off of the batter card, you're going to take a look at the pitcher and see if the pitcher is left or right-handed. In this case, Bosner's a right-handed bat pitcher. So off of the batter card, we're going to look on the right-handed side of the slash. And it's a double out there into left field. However, it is an error check on a throw. The error range is a 7. He'll throw it wide. And it's a 1-base error. And with that, Carlos will score. Creed will go to third on the error. So 1 error there. Strategy roll is an 18, and that's going to bring up Juan Ubre. 1 out, runner on third. Strategy roll 18. That's going to be a squeeze play. And with that, Ubre is up. He's batting a .355. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Possible error on a throw, on a bunt. Bunt, defense choice. Retire the batter, or attempt to get the runner at third. Roll 1d6 versus the BR of the runner on third. Higher the runner is out. Subtract 1 from the BR if the infielder is in. So bunted up the middle to Bosner. The bunt, squeeze bunt is a 17. It's a bunt question mark. And what are they going to do? They are going to get the runner. And that is a 1. He scores. And nobody is out. Steal attempt for Ubre. That's going to be a +2. It's going to be a +1. It's going to be a 6. They're not. They're going to send him. They're not going to send him. Not going to send him. We go to the top of the order. Nick Swisher is 0 for 1. Infield at double play depth, and here is the pitch. And it is 3-0 White Sox. 3-5, column 3, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-14. The 15 is too high. And that'd be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, double star 4. Ground ball down the third baseline to Lamb. He'll make the catch there. We'll check for double play rating. Nothing from Bosner. The pivot will be second base. That's a -1. The ground double play rating is a 3. The die roll is a 3, and that'll be a 5-4-3 double play. And it's a 5-4-3 double play, and that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Michael Cuttier, Jason Kubral, and Damon Young due up for the Twins. Michael Cuttier batting a .324. And that'll be a 5-6. Column 5, row 6, range play. Whose range are we checking? And that'll be a 2-6. Column 2, row 6, ground ball to second base. That'll be to Ubre. His range is on a 1-4. It's a 1. Ubre will make the catch, throws it to Cornico. And that'll be out number 1. Ubre is 6 for 9 on his range plays. Jason Kubral batting a .247. And that'll be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, double star. Now, double star off of the pitcher card. Playing the physical cards in dice game, you're going to take 1d6, roll it against the double star line. If, since we're playing the PC game here, it'll randomly choose it. And that's going to be a ground ball to Creed. And that'll be out number 2. Damon Young batting a .250. And that'll be a 5-6, column 5, row 6, range play. And whose range are we checking? That'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. And that's going to be a base hit to Cabrera. His range is on a 1-4. It's a 6. He can't make the play in time. He misjudged it, and with that, Young is on, keeps the inning alive. Cabrera is now 9 for 14 on his range plays. Mike Lamb batting a .155, strategy roll is a 1. That's going to be a steal attempt, and they are going to send him. And that is a 13 against his 18. Stolen base rating is a +5 on that. Oh, it's a +3, sorry. And with that, he'll go to second, get himself into scoring position. Mike Lamb batting a .155, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. Home run on a 1. The 7 is too high. And that'll be a 4-4, column 4, row 4, double star 6, fly ball back there to Quinton. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Twins will leave 1 stranded. After 2, it's the White Sox 3, Twins nothing. We go to the top of the third. Orlando Cabrera, Jim Thome, and Paul Cornecco due up for the White Sox. Cabrera batting a 2 is 1 for 1 today with a run scored. And that'll be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That is a blank. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5. And that will be a bait. That's good for a base hit down the third baseline. So Cabrera is on with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 3. It's going to be a +1 to stolen base rating. They are going to send him. And that is a 14. And Cabrera will steal second. Jim Thome batting is 1 for 1. And here is the pitch. Infield playing in. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a walk. On a 1-12, the 9 is in range. And that'll be good for a walk. Paul Konecko with an RBI. Runners on first and second with no out. Strategy roll 17, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. That is a strikeout. On a 1-9, the 16 is too high. That'll be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. Double star 4. Ground ball down the third baseline to Lamb. He'll make the catch. Now, hit at third base. Will the defense try for the force out at third, or are they going to go for the double play? They're going to go for the force out at third. So with that, Cabrera will get forced out. Tomei will advance to second, and Konecko will get on first. So with that, it is a fielder's choice, and that's going to bring up Jeremy Dye. Dye is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 3, and here is the pitch. Infield double played up, by the way. 1-3, column 1, row 3, wild pitch. On a 1-9, it's a wild pitch. 10-11, it's a pass ball. 17, nothing happens. And that's going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, fly ball back there to center field. Gomez sees it, eyes it up, makes the catch. And that'll put 2 away, and Tomei will hold. Now, with runners on second and less than 2 outs, we're going to check to see on a fly out here. We subtract 1 from the base run rating, and if 1d6 is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the base runner on third will advance. Otherwise, he holds, and in this case, he will hold. AJ Pierzynski is up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 16. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. And that'll be a 4-3, column 4, row 3 at the ballpark. And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1, double star 3, fly ball back there to right field. Cuttier sees it, comes running in, makes the catch, and retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the third. It's going to be Nick Punto, Carlos Gomez, and Brandon Harris due up for the Twins. Nick Punto batting a .282. And that'll be a 3-2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a blank. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. Power hit to Dye. Now, on a power hit, on a 1, it's a single. 2 to 7 is a double. A triple will be an 8 to 13. It's an 11, and Punto smacks a triple out there in the right field. Dye having to go chase it, and with that, Punto will get himself on third. Strategy roll is a 1. We go to the top of the order. Carlos Gomez is 1 for 1. Strategy roll is a 1. Infield at normal depth. They are going to send him for the steal attempt. It's a 4. His stolen base rating is a 7. And with that, he will steal home. Steals home right before, and Floyd does not know what happened there, and he stole home base. But it gets the Twins on the board. It's 3-1, and that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. Possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Fly ball back there to Quinton. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Brandon Harris is 0 for 1. And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. Strikeout on a 1 to 11. The 18 is too high. That'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That'll be a base hit into past second base. And with that, Harris will get on with a base hit. Strategy roll is a 20, pickoff attempt. Floyd doesn't pick anyone off, but we'll still show the number out there for the prove out. Joe Manor batting a 354, and here is the pitch. 6-6, column 6, row 6, strikeout. On a 1-4, the 5 is too high. And that'd be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, ground ball to the shortstop, to Cabrera. He'll make the catch. We'll check for double play. Ground double play 0, plus the 1 from the double play range, plus 1. That makes it a 4. The pivot is Ubre. 4. The 1 is in range with the ground double play rating, and the rule says if the roll is less than or equal to the ground double play range, it is a double play. They turn the double play, but also they get a run on the board. It's run, 2 hits, no errors, and none left on. After 3, it's White Sox 3, Twins 1. We go to the top of the 4th. It's going to be Carlos Quentin, Joe Creed, and Juan Ubre due up for the White Sox. Carlos Quentin 1 for 1 with a run scored, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout. On a 1-7, the 16 is too high. 5-1, column 5, row 1, fly ball back there to Gomez. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Joe Creed 1 for 1 with a double, a run, and an RBI. And that'll be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1-6. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Juan Ubre is 0 for 1 with an RBI. Ubre 1-5, column 1, row 5. Double question mark. Double star on a 1-17 is too high. And that'll be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, double star 4. Ground ball down the third baseline to Lamb. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on as the Twins retire the Sox. In order. It's 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 4th. And here is the start. And go to the bottom of the 4th, and it's Justin Monroe, Michael Cuttier, and Jason Kubel due up for the Twins. Justin Monroe is 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3, at the ballpark. We're going to go to the Metrodome, and that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a blank. Now, a blank off of the ballpark card. That is a rare play. So let's see what the rare play is. And it is a grounder to the shortstop who throws it in the dirt, making the first baseman scoop up the ball. Resolve play using a range check for the first baseman to see if he scoops up the ball. Otherwise, it's an E6. Throwing error on Cabrera. It's a 1 base error. So Monroe is safe by an error of the second baseman, Ubre. And with that, Monroe gets on with an E6. Michael Cuttier is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is an 18. The Twins are going to stand pat. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a blank. And that'd be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, pop up. Creed will get underneath it down the third baseline. Makes the out there and puts 2 away. Jason Kubel 0 for 1, strategy roll 1, infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. And that'd be a 5-2, column 5, row 2, at the ballpark. And that'd be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Base hit out there into right field. And with that, Monroe will go to third, goes to second. Stop sign goes up. He would go from first to third with a -1 base run rating. The die roll is a 5. And with that, the rule says if the roll is greater than the base run rating, he holds. So 2 outs, runners on first and second. That's going to bring up Damon Young. Young is 1 for 1. Strategy roll 5. And that'll be a 1-3. Column 1, row 3. That's going to be a strikeout on a 1-9. The 3 is in range. Struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error, and 2 left on for the Twins after 4. It's White Sox 3, Twins 1. We go to the top of the 5th. It's going to be Nick Swisher, Orlando Cabrera, and Jim Thome due up for the White Sox. Swisher, 0 for 2, and the pitch. And with that, Booth can go 3 more batters before he is considered tired. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. Possible error on a throw. Possible error. Whose error range are we checking? That'll be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. That's going to be a base hit to Harris. Error range for Harris is on a 1-8. That is a 6. It's an error. And it is a 1-base error. So with that, Swisher will pick up second. On the error as he boots the ball. And that's going to bring up Orlando Cabrera. Cabrera is 2 for 2 today with a run scored. Strategy roll 18. And the pitch. That'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Strikeout on a 1-5. The 18 is too high. That'll be a 3-2, column 3, row 2, fly ball back there to center field. Gomez will get underneath it. And that'll be out number 1. Swisher will hold. Base run rating is a 2. The die roll is a 5. Jim Thome, 1 for 1 with a walk. Strategy roll 2. Sox are going to stand pat, and here is the pitch. That'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. Double question mark. Single and a 1-3. The 14 is too high. And that'll be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. Ground ball up the middle. Bosner will get it. And the out will be at first. Swisher will hold. And the rule says with a ground out with runners on second. Runners advance and balls it to the shortstop or the pitcher if the BR of the runner beats the throw. That is a 6. Beats the 1D6 roll. 2 outs, and with that, Bosner is now tired. Strategy roll is a 2. And here is the pitch. They're going to keep him in there. They want to get 1 more out. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a blank. And that'll be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Line drive up the middle. Bosner will get it. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error, and 1 left on. You go to the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Mike Lamb, Nick Punto, and Carlos Gomez due up for the Twins. Mike Lamb, 0 for 1, and the pitch. Gavin can face 11 more batters. And that'll be a 2-5, column 2, row 5, possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, and that'll be a ground ball up the middle to Floyd. He'll make the catch. Error range is on a 1 to 10 to 13. There is no error there. And that'll put one away. Nick Punto, 1 for 1 with a triple and a run scored. And that'll be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. Now, Punto is a switch hitter, so he's batting left, and that is going to be a walk plus. On a 1 to 19, the 15 is in range, and that'll be good for a walk. So with that, Punto will trot on down to first, and we'll trot to the top of the order, and we'll have the order flip over. That'll bring up Carlos Gomez. Gomez is 1 for 2 today. Strategy roll 13. The infield is at double play depth, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, home run. On a 1 to 3, the 14 is too high. And that'll be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That'll be a base hit out there in the right field. So with that, Gomez will smack a base hit in the right field. Punto will go to second. Does he pick up third? Base run rating is a 3. The die roll is a 4. 4 is greater than 3. He holds. So, runners on first and second with 1 out. The infield is at double play depth. And that's going to bring up Brennan Harris. Harris is 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. Home run chance on a 1 to 7. The 14 is too high. And that'll be a 2-2, column 2, row 2, ground ball to Creed. He'll make the catch. And that is hit in the hole, double play. And with that, Punto will go to third. But it's going to be a double play. It's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. And that will retire. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Twins. After 5, it's Sox 3, Twins 1. We go to the top of the 6. It's going to be Jeremy Dye, A.J. Pazinski, and Carlos Creed due up for the White Sox. Boof Balsner, done. So we do have a new pitcher on the mound for Minnesota. And they are going to bring in Brian Bass. Actually, they're going to bring in Bobby Koricki here. Koricki will come into the game with a 3.10 ERA. 1 win, no loss. He's pitched 8 and 2/3 innings, allowed 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Boof. He went 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 4.73. So 5, 6, and 7 due up for the White Sox that Bobby will have to face. Dye 0 for 2. And that'd be a 1-3, column 1, row 3, possible error. And that'd be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, double star 4. And that is going to be a ground ball to Punto. Error range is on a 1 to 6. The 18 is in range. No error there. Punto will make the catch and put 1 away. A.J. Pazinski, who is batting 0 for 2 today. And that'll be a 5-5, column 5, row 5, strikeout on a 1-7. The 20 is too high. And that'd be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That'd be a ground ball down to second base. Harris will make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. That's going to bring up Carlos Quentin. Quentin is 1 for 2 with a run scored. And that'll be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. Walk on a 1-12. 16 is too high. And that'll be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. And that's going to be good for a base hit out there past the shortstop. So Quentin will get on with a base hit. Keeps the inning alive. Creed is up. He's 1 for 2 today with a double, strikeout, a run, and an RBI. Runner on first with 2 outs, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a blank. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. Ground ball down to second base. Harris will make the catch there. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Sox do leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be Joe Manor, Justin Monroe, and Michael Cuttier due up for the Twins. Joe Manor is 0 for 1 today, and here is the pitch. Manor 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a blank. That'll be 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a double out there into left field. So Manor will get on. The tying run now comes to the plate. Justin Monroe is 0 for 2. Strategy roll is a 10. The infield at normal depth. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. Hit by pitch. Gavin will give a +1. That makes it a 4. The 20, we checked the blue die against that. 20 is too high. And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1, double star 3. That's a ground ball to Oubre. He'll make the catch. And the runners will advance. So with that, Manor will go to third. And the out is at first. So 1 away, runner in scoring position. Michael Cuttier is now up to bat. He's 0 for 2, strategy roll 19, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. Strikeout on a 1-7, 17 too high. And that'll be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. Ground ball up the middle to Floyd. He'll make the catch. Are they going to try to score the base runner? They are. The defense tried for the out at first. They are going to go for the out at first. So with that, Manor will score. Manor will score, and the out is at first. And that'll put 2 away. Jason Kubel is up. He's 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. 2 outs, nobody on. 1-4, column 1, row 4. Possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. Power hit to die. On a 1, it's a single. 2-11, double. 12-18, it's a triple. It's a 20. Die makes the catch. Error range is a 1. That is an 8. No error there. And that will retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. After 6, it's White Sox 3, Twins 2. We go to the top of the 7th. It would be Juan Ubre, Nick Swisher, and Orlando Cabrera due up for the White Sox. Top of the 7th, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Twins again. So they're going to go right back to their bullpen. And this time they're going to bring in Matt Gurriel will get the call up to start the 7th inning. Gurriel comes in the game with an 8.10 ERA, no wins, one loss. He does have one save. He's pitched 10 innings, 12 hits, 10 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Bobby, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, an ERA of a 2.87. Juan Ubre is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a walk on a 1-4. The 20 is too high. 4-1, column 4, row 1. Pump up down the third baseline. Lamb will get underneath that. Makes the catch and puts 1 away. Top of the order, Nick Swisher is 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. Swisher, 3-5, column 3, row 5, home run on a 1-12. The 19 is too high. And that'll be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, fly ball back there to Cutter. He'll make the catch. And that'll be 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Orlando Cabrera, 2 for 3 with a run scored. And here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a walk. On a 1-5, the 6 is too high. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. Ground ball down the third baseline to Lamb. He'll make the catch. And sing, take me out to the ball game. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on as the Twins retire the Sox in order. It's 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Damon Young, Mike Lamb, and Nick Punto due up for the Twins. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here in the Metrodome. Chicago came out swinging early in the first inning. They scored 1 run in the first, 2 runs in the second. They've been shut out since then. It's 3 runs on 7 hits with 1 error committed. The Twins scored a run in the third, a run in the sixth, 2 runs on 7 hits, and 2 errors committed. So 14 hits between both teams, and both teams have committed a total of 3 errors. Gavin Floyd going right back out there on the mound. He can face 3 more batters before he is considered tired. Damon Young, 1 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 6-3, column 6, row 3 at the ballpark. And that'll be a 6-1, column 6, row 1, double star 3, ground ball down the second base to Ubre. He'll make the catch. And that'll be out number 1. Mike Lamb is 0 for 2, and the pitch. Lamb, 2-3, column 2, row 3. That's going to be good for a walk. On a 1-2, that is a 15. It's too high. And that'll be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, double star 5. Ground ball to the shortstop to Cabrera. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Nick Punto is 1 for 1 with a triple, a walk, and a run. And that'll be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That is a walk plus. On a 1-19, the 14 is in range. and that'd be good for a walk. The second walk that Gavin's allowed in this game, he's only got one strikeout, and that's going to bring up Carlos Gomez, who is 2 for 3. Strategy roll is a 6. They're going to send him for the steal attempt. It's a 17. That is a 13. It's in the stolen base range. On a 3 to 9, if the roll is less than or equal to the stolen base rating, then he is safe. How we calculate that is the runner's stolen base rating plus the pitcher's stolen base rating plus the catcher's arm. On that, so Punto being a switch, he's batting left. That'll be a +5. That's where we get the 17. And he would be safe. Top of the order, Carlos Gomez is 2 for 3, and here is the pitch. And that'd be a 2-4. Column 2, row 4. They just need one more out. They're going to leave Floyd out there on the mound, but the bullpen is warming up for the Sox. 2-4, blank. 4-1, column 4, row 1, double star 1. And that's going to be a fly ball back there to Quinton. Quinton will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Twins. After 7, it's White Sox 3, Twins 2. We go to the top of the 8th. Jim Thome, Paul Konecki, and Jeremy Dye 2 up for the White Sox. Matt Gurrier going to come out. Twins are really going to the bullpen in this game here. They're going to bring in Brian Bass. Brian Bass going to get the call up here. Actually, they're going to go with Jesse. Jesse Craig is going to get the call up. Actually, they're gonna bring up Pat Nisek. Pat is gonna get the call up here. He'll come into the game with a 3.40 ERA, no wins and no losses. He's pitched 5 1/3 of an inning, allowed 7 hits, 6 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Matt. He went 1 inning, an ERA of a 7.36. So 3, 4, and 5 hard. 2 up for the White Sox, and here is the pitch. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4, strikeout on a 1 to 12. That is a 12. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Paul Konecki. Konecki going to take, he is going to take the hit here. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4, strikeout plus. Now, on a strikeout plus, we add 10 to the range, -1 for the metronome. We're adding 9 to the 9 modifier. That makes it a 19. The 4 is in range. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. And that's going to bring up Jeremy Dye. Dye is 0 for 3. And Dye is not going to take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Jason Bogaris to come in to pinch hit. Bogaris adding an 800. And that'll be a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. That is a blank. And that'll be a 1-2. Column 1, row 2. That is a double out there to cut here. And with that, Bogaris will get on with a double. Keeps the inning alive. And next up, it's going to be A.J. Pierzynski, who is 0 for 3. A.J. going to take the hit here. And here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1, strikeout on a 1 to 7. The 9 is too high. Strategy roll, by the way, is a 17. Sox are going to stand pat. 2-1, column 2, row 1, fly ball back there. Cuddy will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So for right field, they're going to bring in Brian Anderson. At first base, no change at first base. So that's the only change they're going to make. Anderson will go out there to right field. Pat Nesek, let's see. It's no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and it's going to be Brandon Harris, Joe Manor, and Justin Monroe due up. Gavin Floyd going to come out. And they got 2 lefties coming up. They're going to bring in Matt Thornton. Yep, Matt Thornton's going to get the call up here. So they're going to bring in Thornton's going to get the call up. Thornton will come in the game with a 5.17 ERA. He's got 1 win and no losses, 1 save. He's pitched 8 2/3 of an inning, allowed 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Gavin Floyd. Floyd went 7 innings, and that's 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 4.10. Brendan Harris is 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. And that'd be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a blank. And that'd be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, and that'd be good for a base hit past the shortstop. And with that, Harris is on with a bait. The tying run is now aboard. And with that, Harris is going to come out. They're going to bring in a pinch runner. And they are going to bring in Alexi Kalissa to pinch run here. And with that, Joe Manor is up. Manor going to take the hit. Strategy roll is an 11. The infield is a double played up. And here is the pitch. And that'd be a 3-4. Column 3, row 4, range play. And that'd be a 5-6. Column 5, row 6, ground ball to Ubre. His range is on a 1-3. It's a 5. Ubre can't make the play in time. He can't get it. Callista on second. Does he pick up the extra base? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 3-6. That is a 4. He'll go to third. And with that, Justin Monroe is up. Monroe not going to take the hit here. And instead, they're going to bring up Randy Ruiz. Ruiz will get the call up here. Randy, no average just yet. Played in 6 games, 2 at-bats, and here is the pitch. And that'd be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, at the ballpark. Go to the Metrodome, and that'd be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a blank. It's a rare play. And it's a liner to first base. Joe Manor is out at first. And it's a double play. They doubled him up at first. And with that, Cuddy is up. He's 0 for 3. And the pitch. Tying run 90 feet away. And with that, Thornton is tired, and that's going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That is a Single. It's a single, and we have a tie ball game. And with that, they are going to have to go to the other right-hander the other left-hander pitcher. Boone Logan is going to come up now. They're going to go to the other left-hander for this one. 2 outs, runner on first. Kubel is 1 for 3. Kubel going to take the hit. And that'll be a 2-3, column 2, row 3, strikeout on a 1-9, 17 too high. And that'll be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, fly ball back there, Swisher will get underneath it. And that will retire the side. So at first base, Mike Lamb. Oh, Lamb's already in the lineup. Howie Clark will take over at first, and at second, it'll be Matt. Those are the changes that they're going to make to the lineup there. Mercer will be playing second, Clark playing first. So 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. After 8, we're tied at 3. We go to the top of the 9th. It's Carlos Quinton, Joe Creed, and Juan Ubre due up for the White Sox. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Let's take a look at the box score after 8 have been played here in the Metrodome. The White Sox scored a run in the first, 2 runs in the second, 3 runs on 8 hits with 1 error. The Twins scored a run in the third, a run in the sixth, a run in the 8th to tie the game up. It's 3 runs on 8 hits with 2 errors. Pat Misek is done. And they are going to go with Joe Nathan. Jesse Crane is going to get the call up here. Yep. Jesse Crane will get the call up. Crane will come into the game with a .97 ERA. Take a look at the stats here for Pat. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, an ERA of a 2.85. And here is the pitch to Quinton. 2 for 3 with a run scored. And that'd be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3, strikeout on a 1-7. The 3 is in range. Struck him out. And that'll bring up Joe Creed. Creed 1 for 3 with a double, strikeout, a run, and an RBI. Creed going to take the hit. 4-1, column 4, row 1, strikeout on a 1-6. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Juan Ubre, 0 for 3 with an RBI. Ubre going to take the hit. And that'll be a 1-2. Column 1, row 2. Wild pitch. Nobody is on, so we're going to roll for the batter. And that'll be a 1-4. Column 1, row 4. And that is going to be a power hit to Young on a 1-4. It's a single. It's a 20. It's a fly out. And that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's Damon Young, Mike Lamb, and Nick Punto due up. Boone Logan going to come out. So they are pulling Boone. And they are going to go with Octavio Dodal. Dodo will come into the game with a 4.34 ERA. No wins, no losses. He's pitched 8 1/3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 16 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Boone Logan, he went 1/3 of an inning and has an ERA of a 7.01. Twins just need 1 run to win this game. Damon Young, 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Young going to take the hit. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Hit by pitch on a 1-17. That is a 19. It's too high. And that'll be a 4-1, column 4, row 1, double star 3. And that's going to be a fly ball back there to Anderson. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Mike Lamb. I'm going to take the hit. And that'll be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. This time hit by pitch on a 1-9. The 3 is in range. And he got hit by the pitch, so Lamb will take first. And that'll bring up Nick Punto. Punto is 1 for 1 today with a triple, 2 walks, and a run. Lamb going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Possible error on a throw. And that'll be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. Ground ball to Creed. Error range is on a 1-13. It's a 20. No error there. And it's a fielder's choice. Ground double play rating is a 3. Ubre will be a +1, -1 from the ground double play rating off of the card. That will cancel each other out. But it's a +1 from the double play range. That is a 3. The die roll is a 5. That's going to be a force out. And with that, Punto will get on with a byfielder's choice. Steal attempt, they are going to send him. It's an 18, that is a 5, it's going to be good. So Punto will go to second. We go to the top of the order, Carlos Quinton. Quinton going to take the hit here, he's 2 for 4. Base hit would do it. And that'll be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. It's a ground ball down the first baseline to Cordeco. Range is on a 1-2. It's a 4. He can't make it. Punto goes to third. He'll go from second to home on a 4-5. That's a 4. He's waved around. He'll score, and they're mobbing him at first at home. It's a walk-off single, and the Twins come back to win it in the bottom of the 9th. It's the final score, 4-3. Final line score coming right up. And the Twins come back to win it with a walk-off single. Chicago, the White Sox, with a final score of 4-3, the final line score of the game. Chicago, the White Sox, 3 runs, 8 hits with 1 error. Twins, 4 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors committed. Jesse Crain will pick up his 2nd win of the replay, and Octavio Dodo picks up his 1st loss of the replay. Taking a look here at the stats, it came down to the last pitches for both teams. Crain picks up the win. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 strikeouts, an ERA of a .87. Octavio Dodo will pick up his 1st loss. He went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 hit by pitch, an ERA of a 5.0. Oh, Paul Konecko was 0 for 1 on his range plays in today's game. Orlando Cabrera was also 0 for 1 on range plays. And Juan Ubre was 1 for 2 on range plays. So with that, the Chicago White Sox will drop to 15-11, and the Minnesota Twins will improve to 9-17. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Yoko007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye.